Hello and welcome to another episode of Hyrule Myths, the show where we waste dozens of hours solving the most inconsequential mysteries in a single video game. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild rethought many of the series' long-standing traditions and implemented a lot of new ideas, one of those new ideas being the ability to climb almost any surface in the game, effectively making walls more of a suggestion than a roadblock. In today's episode, I chronicle my journey to throw this feature in the trash and play Breath of the Wild as the old-school Zelda game it could have been. I made it my mission to beat this game, with the true ending, without climbing. First, let's lay down the rules. Climbing walls is banned. But what is climbing? Specifically, I define climbing as this specific animation where Link uses the stamina bar to traverse vertically. Anything that doesn't use stamina is allowed, including Link's automatic giddy-uppy animation and ladders. Also, just to save on time, if I accidentally entered the climbing animation, I just drop back to where I was before climbing instead of reloading my save, because otherwise this run would be 10 hours of loading screen. And just for funsies, I added on some stipulations. Only 3 hearts and 1 stamina wheel allowed, no clothing allowed, if not no clothing, no pants allowed, and no waterfall swimming. And we'll talk about how those went when we get there. Honestly though, I can't really think of any real problems we'll run into in this challenge. After we get out of the first cave, it'll just be a long walk to... Oh. We have to get out of the first cave. Real talk? That was the run. Like I said, after you get out of the first room, that's kind of it. Almost all the required locations in the game, the devs don't require you to climb, and that's why I decided to make things harder on myself. First, Zora's Domain. I decided that the main path to Zora's Domain, approaching from the south, was not allowed. Instead, I had to enter the domain from another direction. Zora's Domain is surrounded by mountains. But here's where I can show off one of the most important techniques for this run. If a wall isn't completely vertical, there's often parts of it you can stop and rest on. You just have to search for the little bits of wall that are less vertical than the others, and with enough determination and a keen eye, you can walk up a mountain and meet a very perplexed Sedone. To trigger the plot here, we have to wear the Zora armor, so a no-clothes, true ending run is unfortunately not possible. But next up, Varuta. Also, unfortunately, Varuta was inherently designed by the developers to require the waterfall climbing ability. You have to hit the weak points with thunder arrows, and you have to climb the waterfalls to get to a vantage point to shoot them. So, begrudgingly, I threw those waterfalls in the trash! Hey! Aonuma! Stop babying me. You think I don't know how to arch an arrow? You think this is my first Zelda rodeo? Please! I did my victory lap, beat Waterblight Ganon, and threw Mipha in the trash. Yeah, just out of curiosity to see what happens, I decided to just beat the boss, and then leave the champion souls to suffer in pain and torment forever. I consider myself chaotic good. Next up, no climb, gut check rock. No. Heading up to Varudanya, I think this is where the run kind of shines the most in showing how much better some sections are when the walls actually act as walls. See, normally leading around Yunobo, you can beat every section one singular way. Climb up the wall next to sentries and murder them. But you can't do that. You gotta be more creative. Either make a path up the wall, which is at least more difficult than holding up, or actually try stealthing around these guys. Suddenly the game turns into friggin' Metal Gear for a few minutes. It's awesome and definitely the highlight. This section gets flack from the community for some reason, but honestly, leading around Yunobo is one of my favorite sections of the game. Then I threw his grandpa in the trash. Next. Okay, this is just a personal gripe. About 10,000 people in the Strem chat want to know. A no-climb run, you say? Then how do you climb the towers? I don't. The towers are 100% optional. Why would I? They're just a waste of time. That said, I love waste of time. So what I did was abuse campfires. They make updrafts, which will let you get most of the way up. I thought I was finally stuck at the last platform, but then lightning struck. No, that was it. Literally, lightning struck. Lightning struck the tower and created a better updraft, which let me get up. So to answer the question, how do I get up towers? Pray and hope for the best. That legitimately works. Va Meadow doesn't actually involve anything special much at all. Nothing to cover there, other than throwing Falco in the trash. Oh yeah, Sergeant Ney is just as badass as Clux before him. Speaking of horse, along the way to the desert, I learned a new technique. Horse climbing. Horses are like nature's trampolines. Always keep one in your back pocket. And did I mention, horses are actually exceptionally skilled at climbing down mountains. Just try not to let them get stuck. Unfortunately though, my strategy of falling down cliffs doesn't work very well in the long run, and I got stuck at the bottom of this chasm. But, ever resourceful, I stole someone's boat and converted it into an airship. But alas, the saddest news of this entire run. In order to get into Gerudo City, you have to wear pants. Our dreams of a pantsless run are unattainable. Quite honestly, Urbosa, I'm just not up for this. Just sit in the trash can. I'm gonna go do something else. Oh, General Clux. Bringing you to the ends of the earth for no conceivable reason always cheers me up. Now that we've finished all 4 Divine Beasts, all we have to do is remember all Link's memories, most of which don't require any climbing, and the ones that do, we just cheese the side of cliffs, no biggie. There is a bit of a catch though. One of the memories is locked behind the Master Sword. The Master Sword requires 13 hearts to pick up, seemingly making a 3-heart true ending run impossible. Now, it technically is impossible, but by selling your soul to Satan, you can just get the 13 hearts, grab the Master Sword, and then immediately sell those hearts to get back to the minimum. No gain, no pain. With all that done, it's time to raid Hyrule Castle and finish this run. Of course, I take the scenic entrance into the castle. Really, the run is already done at this point. Hyrule Castle isn't exactly a mountain. See, buildings nowadays are built with these things called stairs, which allow oneself to elevate. Like I said, buildings nowadays are built with doors, which allow oneself to elevate to higher floors with ease. But with that minor roadblock out of the way, we can just bop Ganon on the nose and finish the game. But wait, Game Champ! The 4 champions are in the trash! Isn't this supposed to be a true ending run? Well, yes it is. And turns out, the game just doesn't care. As long as you got all the memories, the champions can just sit in their tombs for all eternity. The game seems to think it's a happy ending. Honestly, Zelda seems pretty happy. I think maybe she just wanted Mipha to suffer. But with the true ending unlocked, our no-climb run is officially mission complete!